Welcome to TimeBits Time Tracker, an integrated app for time tracking, timesheet approval, and reporting on Monday.com. So once you have the app installed, you get a custom view with a time entry form and a calendar. You also get 2 custom boards and 3 dashboards. On the main screen, we have a time entry form with the basic details about the logged in user and the current date. You get fields for the details on your time entry submission. On the calendar, it shows all your submitted entries by status. We have 3 status. We have in approval, approved, and rejected. In approval are entries that are awaiting a manager approval. The approved have been approved by a manager, and the rejected status are those entries that have been rejected by a manager. So let's begin by managing your projects. To manage your projects, you need to add them on the TimeBits project board. Let's create a new project as an upcoming project. We're going to call it Project 1. Once your project is created, an automation moves it to the not started projects. On a project, you need to assign a manager for that project who is going to be responsible for approving the submitted entries on that project. Let's assign a timeline. And let's create some new sub-items that are going to be the project tasks. When you're ready to start and track your project, you need to update the status to working on it, and an automation will move it to the in progress group. Only projects that are in the in progress group can be available on the time entry form and can be tracked. So let's add your time entries. I'm going to go back to the main app screen, and on the entry form we select our project and choose a task from that project. We'll begin by a basic entry which has the same start and end date, and you need to enter the start and end time. You can either type it in or you can use the time picker, and the app is going to automatically calculate the number of hours spent on this task. You can also add a comment for this entry. And we are going to submit it. So once saved, our entry automatically appears on our calendar with the status in approval, meaning it's waiting for manager approval. Next, we'll add an all-day task, which is an entry that spans the whole day. For an all-day task, you don't need to enter the start and end time. You need to select the all-day checkbox and enter the number of hours spent. Once we submit it, it's going to appear on our calendar with a bold highlight. This bold highlight means that this is an all-day task. We also have multi-day entries, which are time entries that span multiple days. So for this, we are going to select a day and select a different end date. Let's also mark this as an all day and enter the number of hours spent on each day. You can give it a comment and submit it. So once it's saved, it's going to appear on our calendar spanning the selected dates. On our calendar, you can filter by different views. You can see the entries by month, by week, by day, and as a list by week. So here we can see all the entries for this week. We have one rejected and we have two awaiting a manager approval. So on TimeBits, a user is able to edit their submitted entries. They can only edit those that are awaiting approval and those that have been rejected. So to edit your entry, you need to click on switch to edit mode and select the entry you would like to edit. So the entry form is going to be populated with the information you submitted previously, and you can choose to edit or delete your entry. Once we update, automatically updates the time spent, and we can save that. We can also delete an entry by clicking on the entry and deleting it. That removes it from our calendar. So users that have been assigned as a manager on projects get the manager view, where they are able to approve or reject the submitted entries. Here, the manager has an option to approve or reject a single item, or they can approve multiple items. So let's begin by approving a single item. Once it's approved, it's automatically removed from the manager's queue. We can also approve in bulk. And we can also reject a submitted entry. Once we come back to the calendar, we can see the entries with their updated status. So all these entries are stored on the task entries board, which is a critical board we have marked as do not edit. So all new entries awaiting approval are stored in the new time entries. Rejected entries are stored on the rejected board, rejected group, and the approved ones are stored in the approved time entries. TimeBits also provides detailed reporting. So we have the main dashboard. The main dashboard gives us an overview, a breakdown of entries by status, an overview of the project status, the number of projects, ongoing projects, projects that are upcoming, and the projects that have been completed. We also get a breakdown of the number of hours by status and by task. And we also get the status and number of hours by employee. The manager dashboard also gives reporting on the tasks and projects assigned to this manager. We get a battery widget with a different status breakdown, the total number of entries, those are pending and which are approved, the total number of hours spent, and a breakdown of the hours spent by project and a status number of hours spent by status. The employee dashboard provides reporting for the specific employee. So this is an overview report for this specific employee. So as you can see, TimeBits provides simple, easy time tracking, approval, and reporting on Monday.